Thanks for joining us today on New England Living. I'm your host, Rachel Holt. Starting off, we're heading to the birthplace of the American Revolution with Steve Cole, captain of the Lexington Minute Men.
We're here at Buckland's Tavern.
Yeah.
So we are living in history, as many do here in Lexington, and you're looking out on the green. How many people who grow up around here feel that connection to the past?
You know, this home that we're standing in was built in 1709, and that's the original battle green where the first veterans, the first men to shed blood for our country, fell.
Your main role is Captain Parker. Integral part of this story, but who was he exactly?
He was a carpenter, but he didn't have any military background, which is very unique.
He was just a guy that the town trusted.
Something about his personality, his strength, his leadership. Parker, as sick as he was with tuberculosis that morning, had the strength, the courage to rally his men up and say, we're going to continue fighting.
Company, prime and load.
Is this like true military? You start at the bottom and you work your way up over time?
It's similar. You know, while I may not be a real captain, we do have a military formation. We do have chain of command that we go by.
I can tell that it means a lot to you growing up here and watching it. Was there a single moment or reenactment when you were a kid maybe that you said, this is it, this is important?
Yeah, you know, my dad took me to every single reenactment since I was a baby. He carried me, my first one. And I never missed one until I turned 18 and I got to participate.
I can tell how seriously you take it. And I've seen the commitment throughout the entire group of how people want to make sure that everything is as close to what it was 250 years ago as possible.
The regulars are coming down the road.
It's a lot of work to be as historically accurate as we can, but we're doing it with friends. There's great camaraderie. The guys and women in the company, they're like my second family, and we're sharing it with the public. 100 years from now, no one's going to know who Steve Cole was, but it's our job to make sure they know who Captain Parker was and William Diamond. That's our mission.
Stay strong.
Walk me through your life as Captain Parker. So what does this entail when your whole year is quite busy with this? It's not just a one-day thing.
Yeah, no, so it's a lot of work gearing up to April, of course, but we probably do about 2 to 4 events every month. We do parades, we'll do conventions. The National Park, we do a lot of work with them. And then when we're not actually at an event, we're either working on our kits or we're training, we're drilling to ensure that we're safe in front of the crowd.
I don't think a lot of people realize that throughout the reenactment, it's not just a group of people. Everyone's playing a very specific role historically.
We're one of the only groups that actually portrays an individual that fought that morning, that represents one of those first veterans. We don't just say their names, we research them, we learn about them. And when we're standing out there, Eric, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we hear the sound of the drums coming up the avenue, and they see the red coats coming onto the green, I can't explain the feeling, but it's a little smidge of what maybe they felt like back then. That's what makes it so special. We know their names. Our mission is to make sure that their memory stays alive forever. Eric, you're joining us with all this. I got some stuff for you. I'd love to get you geared up.
I mean, I feel like it's part of the whole thing, the experience. You got to feel it.
Let's do it.
I have to say, you sized me up pretty well because this stuff fits right off the rack.
You look great, Eric. This stuff normally is tailored and custom fit to each member when they come in. But starting down, you know, you're wearing handmade leather shoes from the 1700s. The buckles are casted from an original found with that molding.
So they found basically leftovers in the field afterwards.
The buttons, the buckles, everything that we wear are casted from an original.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Dave's gonna put a neck stock on you. This is a waistcoat. It's from 1770s pattern. And now I'm gonna put on the frock coat, and this will complete your clothing. So now you are dressed just what a 1770s civilian would have looked like. And in 1774, the Provincial Congress ordered every militia group in town, when they are called to muster, that they have to have full campaign gear. So we're gonna start with your bayonet and bayonet carriage. And this is all handmade by our members. This is a 19-hole cartridge box. This cartridge box is replicated from one that was recovered in Concord. It was made by a man named Reuben Brown, who was ordered to make 100 of these things. You're gonna have your knapsack and blanket roll. Inside your knapsack, that's where you'll keep your mess kit, your wooden bowl, your spoon, Your rations, if you had any rations, we're gonna lift this nice and high on you up here. You may have an extra shirt or pair of stockings you'd keep in your knapsack. And of course,
you're
a
going
blanket roll.
camping and you're bringing all the stuff.
Even on April, yeah, on April 19th, 1775, they were called to muster. They didn't know when they were coming home that day. So they went out just as the Provincial Congress ordered to show up in full campaign gear. Next, you're gonna have a canteen for your water. This canteen was a replica from Joseph Eliot, who we have his original canteen. Between February and April, 10,000 of those canteens were made. We got a couple more things.
Okay. I feel like the hat is critical. That's when you know you're legit.
Yep, so there were different style hats back then. A common one was a 1770s style cocked hat. It's not called the tricorn hat.
Not called the tricorn
It's not
hat.
the tricorn hat.
Interesting.
It's a
That's
cocked hat.
like a misnomer that's existed through the years.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. And what it really is, it's a flop hat. It's 3.5 inches on the side. It's 5.5 inches on the back. It's blocked round, made from scratch.
You wouldn't go straight on with this. It's
Nope.
supposed to be a little off kilter.
Do you remember?
I think so.
Okay.
So you go on straight,
Yep.
and then you're gonna turn it a bit.
Turn it a bit
and drop
cock
it a bit.
Maybe that's a little too
Little
much.
too much?
Right about.
I don't know. I got a pretty fat head.
What do you think,
It
guys?
doesn't always look good. What do you think? Okay.
You're almost ready for battle, Eric. You're just missing one thing.
All right. Now we're talking.
This is a 1728 French Charleville musket, which a lot of the men and Captain Parker's company would have had.
This is all great fun for me. I love learning about the history, and all of it is just, it feels special. I think it's great to watch living history. It's fun. People, I think, watching, they get a sense of the pride of the history of New England and the country. It's great that you're thinking about just making it more accessible.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot that goes into this, and at the end of the day, we don't want to turn anybody away.